Alright, time for a Kindred game. I will be playing against the Wukong here, which is okay. He tends to get a little low on his first clear, so that does help me quite a bit. Wait, I need to do this actually. We're gonna still play aggressive, even though he has Ignite. Kindred is one of the best champions to play aggressive with in the early game, so definitely gonna do that. I'm just gonna ward his blue buff here whilst recalling. This way I'll also get a sweeping trinket for myself. This way I'll know whether he starts on his blue or not. And I will be able to invade him. Pathing that I'm going to probably go with is red start, blue gromp from him. He could, in that situation, go red start, blue gromp himself. But I think a level 2 fight should be doable, because I should be able to outguide him. He does have Ignite, but I will be able to outguide him because, well, I have a ranged advantage over him, right? Start W here. Start walking a bit. Should have put a point in that a little bit earlier due to the stacking here. Oh, just tank that with his shield. That's fine for a bit. Alright, no problem. There we go. I'm not gonna smite this because I want to smite on the invade. Don't care about losing a bit of HP. I'll pop one potion for that invade here. Go over the wall. Also, by the way, as soon as you spawn into the game, you should put a point in, or the click on the enemy jungler. Not put a point, just click on the enemy jungler as soon as you get in there, in the game. There he is, so this is level 2 fight. Thing. Didn't hit that. Yo, hit him. Thank you. Fine. This is a completely fine trade. I mean, obviously, I would have liked it if my Yone would have followed the Vladimir, but he didn't. But that is not a big deal, because for me right there, that's completely worth it, because I, one, get the stack from the... Alright, I'll select Varus. One, I get the stack from the Wukong because I killed him, and two, I got his blue buff because he missed his smite. So, we are looking pretty good. And yeah, not a big deal at all, this. Now, hopefully I win the 50-50 here, because the initial scuttle spawn from this champ is gonna be completely random. I do have one mark now, so it could go to his Raptors or his Gromp as well. It went to his Gromp, that sucks. If I didn't get that one mark on the Wukong, it would have gone to one of the scuttles for sure. I'm gonna go walk bolt here, because this guy is looking pretty spicy right now. No, let me at least get the assist. Oh, I got the kill. Beautiful. Selected the Varus, which ended up working out really well for me. I'm gonna actually have to push this wave, because the wave is already pushing towards the enemy side. So we are looking pretty good. If I just push this, I need to make sure that my this goes into turret. My laners don't lose too much. There we go. Good XP for me as well. Wukong is top lane. I have 2 marks now, which is a pretty damn good start, I would say, but that still means between 1 and 3, so it's probably going to go like it's gonna go either to the scuttle here or to his raptor camp, because his Gromp is dead. There it is. That's literally what I was about to say. I should probably do his raptors. I will select Brand here actually, so I instantly move towards his raptors, because basically knowing the stack system, you should always try to play around that as much as you can. There he goes. That should be good. Beautiful. He used all his abilities already, trying to get the Yone, catch him out, really. So I was able to get in there and then clean up. But yeah, the stacking system right now, okay, you have to note I have 3, so it's still between 1 and 3, which means his Gromp, a Scuttle, or the Raptors at this moment in time are gonna be the ones that have the potential to be marked. So I will have to keep an eye out for that. Scuttle is still alive on bot side because I never killed it. So there it is. Perfect. We're gonna sprint there straight away. This is literally just reading your mark system. This is gonna be quite important. So between 1 and 3, we're still looking pretty good. Let's see if this guy rushes this. I'm gonna smite and just insta-execute this. Beautiful. This is also, like, the raptor spawn and all that is also kind of why I left this alive. You can kind of, like, play around it a little bit, play with your mark system a bit more. Here we go. Perfect. So right now, we are on 4. Okay, what does this mean? This means it's gonna go Krugs, blue buff, red buff, or wolves in his jungle. Which means there is a high likelihood that it's going to go to his wolves or his blue buff next, I would imagine. Due to the way he is bot side right now, he's probably gonna clear his bot side quite fast, I would say. And I think it's gonna be his wolves or maybe his blue buff here. Depending on whether he clears his Krugs or... Okay, never cleared his Krugs. That's my bad then. That's a slow activated right there. That should allow me to catch up with him. Beautiful. I throw the slow in the end there because hitting this will slow somebody by 50%, which will allow you to get that done. Now here we are instantly moving towards his Crux to get our mark off this. I'm gonna put my mark back on their jungler. I'm just gonna kill this, hop over the wall, and then go do his red buff right away. You do have to keep in mind that he could be here quite soon, so we're gonna kite this into the bush, stand on the edge here. And then we are just gonna hold Q until we can hop over this. Put this thing right there. Beautiful. There we go. I can dragon here if I wanted to. Kindred is very good at doing dragon, especially with your W up. Without your W, it's a little bit more sketch, but make sure I keep moving here as well. Keeping the movement going is quite crucial because this will give you more stacks, more healing. Whew. That was very close, considering I had no smite. I must have done that dragon on a ward. Jesus Christ. That is... Oh, there it is. Next mark system. Again, we are between 4 and 7, which means his blue, his wolves, his red or his Krugs. And he is currently going bot lane for the gank on bot side. So this means we are just going to go for his blue buff straight away. This is how you really play around that mark system. You have to be mindful of what the mark can be. And then be prepared to react to that, basically. I'm gonna keep my mark on the Wukong, because he's probably the easiest overall target for me to get at the moment. At the moment, I'm just gonna clear his entire top side. Now, as soon as the mark disappears off the map, it will be 45 seconds before the next mark gets selected, basically. So, keeping this in mind, we are currently on 6. We're still between 4 and 7, which means Krugs, blue, wolves, or the red buff. So, based on me just clearing his blue and his wolves, and his red being down, the next mark has to be his Krugs. So what I can do right here is just instantly recall and run down to his Krugs if I want to. I do have my Kraken Slayer here, so I'm definitely going to be backing for that. This. I can sprint straight to his Krugs, but I'm actually going to go clear my important camps here instead of getting this marked currently, because this should get marked basically right away. You should see that in a bit here. Also, there are 2 like build variances for Kindred. You have a Conqueror setup with like Kraken Slayer and like a more tankier build with like on hit damage and stuff. That is what I'm gonna go with against this team because this team is looking pretty tanky. Really? Does he have this warded by chance? This is warded. Okay, I'm definitely split up then. I'm gonna push this wave actually. Okay, he has cleared his Krugs. Basically, the fact that the mark isn't there at the moment means that he has cleared his Krugs within the time that the mark should have appeared on the Krugs, basically. So we can deduce that the mark's probably going to go to his wolves next. So the next mark that's gonna spawn is basically gonna spawn right as his wolf camp respawns. Knowing this information, I can play around that if I want to and go towards his wolves right now. Maybe stop by in mid lane or something for a gank. See what this Vladimir's up to right here. So Wukong is bot side. He should be fine. He has a plan to escape. I probably will go top. I'm actually gonna mark Garen here to scare him. Okay, there's the wolf camp respawn. Garen's gonna be afraid now. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be a bit risky, but here it is. We start wolves. You see the mark come on the camp right now. As soon as the mark activates on the map right now. Come on, Mark. There you are. We kill the wolf camp right away. This way he's gonna probably walk down to his wolves right now to go check my mark. So I just run up and kill and go gank Garen. Nope, we are here. There he goes. And then we just focus this guy down. I already got him. Beautiful stuff. So you see what I did there, right? Like, I knew the wolf camp was gonna be marked, so I started hitting it, get it to 1 HP, wait, and then after that, we will finish it off. Now here to note, 8+. We are on 8+. This means Rift Herald, Baron, Dragon, or Elder. So what we should do right now is honestly wait. Wait, please, stop. Stop, please. Right now, what I can do is just hold the... No, this guy's gonna ruin it. I'm gonna have to smite it now. Damn it, man. I wanted to wait for that mark to get respawned on the Rift Herald and then take the Rift Herald. That's why I told him to stop. But he kept hitting it, creating a way too low type of situation, so there's nothing I can do anymore. Because the mark was gonna spawn very, very soon there in the next bit. And then I can get that off the Rift Herald. If I just wait a little bit. I mean, the Wukong may have just walked for it regardless, and I may have to kill it regardless, but I might as well try to play around my mark system, right? Like, I might as well give it a chance. So right here, we know it's gonna go on this dragon. As you can see, the mark's already there. That's the mark I was kind of waiting on with Rift Herald. It was gonna be like 5 or 10 seconds before it came onto that. So I should have been able to get it, unless, like, if the Yone didn't hard burst that thing down. I'm just gonna focus on dragon, because that gets me a mark as well, and it's obviously an objective, which is really good. We have a lot of dragon damage here, so we should be able to pick this up pretty quickly. Ah, man. Yo, can I hit him, please? Jesus, man. Alright, good. Beautiful. 10 marks. I lost, like, vision over that guy 50 times over. 13 minutes in game, so I still have time to place my Rift Herald. Gonna hop over this wall real quick. Place the Rift Herald down. So we are currently at 10. This is just off playing really well of your mark system. It's stuff you have to realize. You can really catch people with it if you play perfectly around it. And this is where the enemy jungler gets flamed for playing against the Kindred. Like, this is just a problem with, like, I say problem with Kindred. This is the thing with Kindred. Kindred is so unbelievably aggressive if you play her for it. That this is pretty much always going to happen. Because as soon as you create a lead for yourself, this will happen repeatedly. Because you're just going to get perma invades off because of how aggressive this champion can play. And it completely negates the enemy jungler out of the game if you can get going on this champ. It is almost like... almost impossible unfair. Like a slight lead is it's just over. And this is why you should always go for like an invade early on, because you do have a pretty damn good chance of winning. I'll select the Varus here. This also, like, selecting Varus in that moment in time can scare him away from hitting turret more if they don't know where you are exactly. Because they would have to respect you at that point. Oh, I have a ton of gold right here. An absolute ton of gold. For this build, when going for Kraken Slayer, I really like to go for like a more bruisery on-hit Kindred. If you are going against a bunch of squishies, I would recommend you to go for Press the Attack instead. And then go for like Guild Force with collector stuff and go really aggressive, like trying to one-shot them as much. But I'm against a very tanky team here, so going for like a more on-hit survivability build is generally going to be better at this moment. So we are going to pick up a Wit's End right here. Then for the boots, we want the... I would say the Mercs, honestly. You can go for Zerker Greaves, you can, but you're going to build so much attack speed anyway that it's going to be fine regardless. Now you can build a bit more tanky here, but I'm actually just going to go straight for the Blade of the Rune King next, because for the on-hit type of damage that I'm going to go with in this build, I don't need the tankiness currently. I might need it in the future to buy, like, to be able to get a tank item, to buy a tank item. But as of right now, because I've had a really good early game, I don't need the tank item. I could just go for a bit more offensiveness when I play the Rune King and also get a lifesteal with that. I'm gonna reselect the Vladimir right here so I'll be able to pick him up. He's definitely gonna get a double kill here. Just reselect, trade off for me. I have immense attack range right now because of the marks that I have. Reselecting there is quite important. Okay, I'll be respectful. I do not know their respawn timers currently. Yeah, there's a Varus there. I do way too much damage right now, which is just gonna result in stuff like that. Oh, and he killed Wukong with a rocket, my guy. So I'm currently on 11. This is not gonna change. From this point forward, it's gonna be always the objectives, like the big objectives, like Rift Herald, Baron Dragon. So the next dragon that spawns will be my next mark on the map that I can get. If the Rift Herald spawns, the Rift Herald spawns after dragon, so it's definitely going to be the dragon and then the Rift Herald. If I kill the dragon first, and then kill the Rift Herald afterwards, after like 45 seconds, and then the mark will appear on the Rift Herald, basically. That's the way I'm gonna do it. So I'm basically just gonna get this done. Clear for my Blade of the Rune King, which I'm probably not gonna get to, actually. Let's do this. See where he runs to. I'm gonna flash into range of that. I don't think I was in time with my mark, was I? Was I? I'm actually not sure if I got it because I didn't pay too much attention. I did mark him. I think I got it. I think. I'm actually not 100% on that one. I selected him, but I don't know if the timer actually went for me to get the mark, if that makes sense. It looks like it did because I was on 11, right? Either way. The dragon's going to spawn in 20 seconds, which is going to get marked right away. Yeah, I don't have another mark currently, so it must have procced. Alright, we're fine. Good. The idea for the build here is basically going to go Blade of the Rune King into Renounce into a tank item. Like just any tank item. I can get some armor penetration with that, but it's really not that necessary. As you can see, this is marked straight away. You're doing this in the bush here. Got it. Gotta hit the smite. No, no, oh no, please, please. This is gonna... Oh, my plan is ruined. Damn. Them doing that is... It's gonna get marked in like 30 seconds. This sucks. Like, the fact that he's gonna kill it, it's gonna get marked in like 20 seconds. He's gonna dance around with the... Yeah, it's whatever, man. That's just unfortunate. Like, my entire plan was to do the Rift Herald when the mark appeared, which would have been in like... approximately 10 to 15 seconds from now, that would have gotten marked. But my plan is ruined. Because my team decided that they wanted to do the Rift Herald. Which, I mean, I guess is fine, but... it's just not ideal for me, right? We're just gonna wait for the Wukong to walk into his jungle here when his Blue Ruff respawns. That is the idea, at least. That was a good stun from the volley, which creates just a window where the Vlad couldn't do anything because I burst him too hard due to the lead that I have. I probably shouldn't have done this. Alright, good. Look at my marks, man. I have 14 marks right now. So next here is pretty obviously the Runans, because I want the on-hit to be put through, and then I can just go for a tank item, and that would be game. Now this is just the way Kindred looks. Like, you either snowball really, really hard, or you're just gonna like scale pretty well. The mark system is gonna be a bit slower, but this is how you play around your mark system. This is exactly how you do it. This is what stuff you have to keep in mind. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, please make sure that the like button below helps me out quite a bit. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, hit the subscribe button as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.